All right, my friend, welcome in. It's day 16 of our 40-day walk through Abraham's life of faith. And today brings us to one of the more strange and awkward conversations that we could have in our walk with Abraham. But the fact is, it's so important to the story, not only Abraham's story, the story of the Bible, that we can't ignore it. Day 16, we're looking at Genesis 17, 9 through 14. We're continuing the conversation that God and Abraham are having after a 13-year silence between them. And yesterday gave us this beautiful insight into the secret of a life that remains in friendship with God, a life that ends up living guilt-free and unbroken and without blemish and defect. And it's the life that lives with the mantra, I am not alone. God is with me. Beautiful. All right. And then we get to today where God continues, he underscores his everlasting covenant with Abraham's family across the generations. And then he details a unique ritual that determines who makes the cut for enjoying the benefits of that covenant. So get your highlighters ready and let's talk about this. Here's what's wild. Again, this is a strange topic that is a thread that runs through the Old Testament and even the New. And so if we can get past the weird factor, there might be something here we can take away from this. So don't get scared yet. With that as the caveat, grab your reading guide, you read, and then we will react together, okay? So if you haven't read already, go ahead and pause to read right now. Okay, if you survived, let's talk about it today. Your greens, your yellows, your reds. I have a red. That is just the puzzle level on this. Levels. There are levels of puzzles. But here's something interesting to think about. All right, so God is detailing here. You know what? This everlasting covenant, and it involves land. It involves God being known as the God of Abraham, and God is creating a people that will be forever identified with God, and God will be forever identified with them. It's like the gravitas of this moment is amazing, and the beauty of it is incredible. And so then you can imagine, like, okay, we're going to have maybe some kind of a ceremony or a ritual or a signal, like to kind of it's the handshake on this deal. All right, all that makes sense. Here's my question: Did it turn in a direction you expected? The answer for me is it did not. Right here, he goes, God says to Abraham, this is the covenant that you and your descendants must keep, right? This is their part to play in maintaining the relationship between God and themselves, all right? And here it is. Each male among you must be circumcised? What? That's an exclamation point. Here's my red moment. What is happening with this? Why is that the thing? And then he goes into a description that makes at least half of the world's population a little uncomfortable. He's talking about bringing knives around to something we're very attached to. It's weird. It's strange. And the answer to this is like the question rather is why? All right. So there's my red for today. All right. Why? What is that about? And then I have you could also highlight it yellow. The curiosity, right? What's the significance of this? The fact that it's something that goes on from generation to every generation. And this is a fact, we know that even in Jesus' story, right? He's born as a Jew, and his earthly parents, Mary and Joseph, take him to be circumcised on the eighth day. It's following downstream right from this right here. Um, and then there's for me, can I give you a green? This is weird. And don't worry, we got more conversation ahead. This is just our reactions to this. But here's something that I think is interesting, and I kind of highlight it green. And it's this line, your bodies will bear the mark of my everlasting covenant. And here's something that I actually appreciate, and that is that there's this I don't know, spiritual, invisible agreement that's happening between God and Abraham, and then Abraham's descendants, right? You're going to be my people. I'm going to be your God. And those are things that you can't see, right? They're intangible, but God has the idea that that invisible agreement will be made into something physical. There's the physical world, in this case, physical bodies are going to change to reflect a change in a relationship, becoming one of God's people, part of God's covenant family, one of the tribe, if you will, right? The people who are the true, authentic keepers of this relationship with God. I think that's really interesting and kind of cool, even though the way we're doing that is a little bit strange today. All right, what do you think? Those are my green, yellow, reds. Drop yours, add them to our Facebook group. Plenty to talk about here. And then before you curl up into a ball and give up, check out the Read, Reflect, Digging Deeper today. I try to unpack things a little bit, and I will continue to try to help us out with our insights video coming at the end of our conversation today. So don't get scared. Keep going. I'll be back with you soon.